Hey guys, a warm welcome back to the channel. Now, it's no secret that my favorite car all time is the Ferrari F40. And in today's video, I need your help to go on the ultimate mission of all time. This is going to be no mean feat. I am not shy of taking on something that most normal people would not even contemplate. Let's look around, for example. 308, bought this as a non-runner. It had been off the road for 20 years. It's now running. We are doing a Euro conversion on this one. The Challenge Stradale. You follow the channel, guys. You know the story behind this Stradale. Started life as a standard 360 Modena, and now it is a nut and bolt conversion to a full-blown Challenge Stradale car. And then most obviously the Ratarossa itself, the car that created this channel, a car that sat in someone's garage off the road for 25 years as a shell of a car, advertised for over 3 years on a forum. Nobody wanted to touch this car until one day a mad English gentleman decided it would be fun to get this car back on the road. And boy, what fun we've had with this one. So grab yourself a coffee. This so happens to match my new front bumper very nicely. Sit back, enjoy the show, and I will give you your mission briefing. My admiration for the F40 started at an early age. Here you can see me stood next to my idol in the Ferrari showroom. As a young boy, I bought and read all of those wonderful magazine articles, most of which I've still kept. I had the Ferrari F40 model and eventually managed to get this 1/5 scale beautiful example that needs a little bit of work. I had the obligatory factory poster Pride and Place on my bedroom wall, and once I even got to sit in a Ferrari F40. And so when this F40 burned last month in Monte Carlo, it pained me to watch the footage. Not only was it a beautiful car, but it was actually an F40 that was often used and driven and seen on the local streets. I could have cried for my fallen brother. When Richard and Aaron of Gas Monkey Garage bought this wrecked F40 and rebuilt it in front of our eyes on the show, I was like a kid watching Star Wars for the first time. My ultimate version of the F40 is the super rare 720 brake horsepower F40 LM. Only 19 models of the car were ever built, and so when a former F1 driver jumped in the cockpit of one many years ago and booted the car around the track flat out, it was the stuff dreams are made of. Just listen to the raw noise this car makes. Yet despite all of that history, all of that love and passion for the F40, I've never driven one, and I've certainly never owned one. That, however, is not without trying. back in 2015 when F40 prices were somewhat cheaper than they are today. Typically nowadays they are between 800 and 1.5 million pounds. They weren't cheap then, but the one I tried to buy from a Belgian dealer was 225,000 euros. So it was less than 200,000 pounds. Anyway, it meant me getting a second mortgage. I tried everything. I would have meant selling all the cars, but unfortunately it just didn't work out. Someone got to the car before me, and literally overnight the prices of F40s then doubled, trebled, quadrupled, and just kept going. So they were way out of my reach. Anyway, since then, all I can do is dream about owning that car. Having rebuilt and worked on dozens of Ferraris over the years, from the 308s, the Stradale, the 355, obviously the Ratarossa build, or even the 1/5 scale model of the F40, I've even considered building my own car. Wouldn't be the first person to do this. Check out this guy down in New Zealand who built a track version of the F40, which is the ultimate weapon. This replica of the Ferrari F40 LM was built in the early 2000s by owner Steve Cox, and it's powered by a 4-litre bi-turbo Lexus racing V8, pushing out 750 horsepower. Have a listen to this.
So 115 needs to be in your car.
So what do you think, guys? Should I be building a full-size Ferrari F40 like that on the channel? So this morning I set myself a little life goal, and that was to own a Ferrari F40 within the next 10 years. Now you guys know me, I'm slightly different to your average Ferrari owner. I like the build process, creating something, making it better. That's why I love doing the Ratarossa. That's why the conversion on the Stradale was just right up my street. The 308 that we're doing on the channel, I'm really enjoying that. Things like the 355 that I've not added anything to, if I'm really honest, I just don't enjoy that car because there is no soul from me in it. So I am looking for something rather special. I need a F40 with a story. Now, you guys are all thinking, that doesn't exist. These are all garage queens. They're all well looked after, multi-million-pound cars. Well, you would be wrong. They made over 1,300 F40s, which is equivalent to kind of Stradale numbers, and it's a lot more than all of the other Ferrari supercars. The 288 GTO, the F50, the Enzo, even the LaFerrari are small numbers in comparison. So there are a few F40s out there with a lot of history. There's crashed ones, there is fire damaged ones, and then guys, there is this one. Sat hidden somewhere in Iraq, there lies a very dusty, neglected F40, owned by none other than Saddam Hussein's son, Udi. When war started back in the 90s, Udi's F40 was in for work at a garage in Erbil. When the US invasion on Iraq happened, the car was all but forgotten and then left to perish in the land of hot sun and sand. Udi Hussein was a known car collector, rumoured to have a collection of over 1,000 cars in his possession. Among them, discovered during the Iraq War, were his Porsche 993, his Rosso Corsa Ferrari Testarossa, seen here with the troops, and a very rare Lamborghini LM002, one of just 328 produced. Naturally, however, my focus here is on his Ferrari F40. From my research, I can only find pictures of the car, and it seems to have moved at least twice to different locations. As you can see from these images, the car is in dire need of Ratarossa's help. It's almost in as bad shape as when my hacked apart Testarossa arrived here in the UK. There appear to be many parts missing on this F40. All the heat exchangers, turbos, engine bracing, none of which seem to be with the car. The engine is very likely seized solid. Paintwork, all the plexiglass, they've all taken a big beating from the desert sand. The interior looks trashed. The dash and all of the clusters, the steering wheel's wrong. It all needs repair. Most of these pictures you see were taken as far back as 2012, so we need to track down this F40's present location. Externally, the mirrors are missing and the wheels, brakes and all the running gear will require complete overhaul. Interestingly, up front, the standard water bottle has been replaced by a Nissan one, and no doubt all of those radiators, fans, headlight motors are going to need plenty of work. As I mentioned, I believe this Ferrari has been moved several times, and from the pictures you can clearly see it's the same car. No one else would ever put a steering wheel like that on a Ferrari F40. There's a third image location which I think is different, but I can't verify that it's the same F40. Within the house location images, you can clearly see the chassis number of the F40, but you can also see a number of other exotics in the background, with what looks to be either a Rolls-Royce or possibly a Bentley. To give you an indication of prices on some of those clearly missing parts on this F40, have a look at this. And if that engine is kaput, check this out. And here is the mission. This is where I need your help. That long lost Ferrari F40 sat somewhere in the desert rotting away is the perfect car for Ratarossa. Can you imagine that? Parked there in that spot next to the Testarossa, being restored on the channel and then finally back on the road, driven again. How cool would that be? So I am relying on the fact of 6 degrees of separation. Somebody somewhere out there must know about this car. Does it still exist? Where is it? Is it available? Could Ratarossa possibly buy it? Anyway, if you have got any information on that car, please ping it through either in the comments below on my email address, scott@ratarossa.com. I'm even going to set up a dedicated page on my website, ratarossa.com, and we'll try and track down this elusive F40. Anyway guys, let me know, comments below, do you think this car still exists? Could this ever be a possibility? Will there be an F40 on this channel one day? Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget you can follow my daily antics over on my social media pages, and thank you very much for watching guys. I will see you shortly in the next one. Ciao for now.